Excellent. Okay, so hi everybody. Thank you, Julie and Jules and Kim, for joining. You guys are my consistent rock stars. So, and I think we're going to see huge payoff by the end of the month. So, I hope you guys are feeling it. But you know, just showing up, I always say, is like 95% of winning the battle. So, huge kudos to both of you for your consistency, because it truly is paying off. I want to kind of go through. I mean, what an amazing month, right? This is so incredible. I realized that I never did share the recording of our last video because the elections hit in the US.
Yeah.
And as you guys know, well, everything kind of comes crashing down. So it was a little shocking last week. And, you know, full disclosure, I'm still recovering and don't know if the world will recover anytime soon. So we'll see. You guys know I live in California, so it's like hugely liberal here. And yeah, so it's like my whole community kind of shut down. And I had a couple of people that I was going to go out to on trunk shows because I was trying to fill up my last, I'm still trying to fill up the last week. To Annabelle. No, is that Amy?
Amy Robes.
Hi, Amy. Can she see us or hear us? There she is. I don't know if she can hear us. Anyway, so it is, you know, it's like you kind of have to tread lightly around here right now. I'm sure you guys kind of felt it a little bit at the same time as Brexit. It's kind of hard to be shoving jewelry down people's throats when people feel like their whole world's come crashing down. So it's definitely given me a little bit of a, whoa. I had a trunk show for the last week of the month that I was really banking on, and she has canceled because her remodel of her house has been moved up by an entire month. So there's like no fixing it. It's not going to happen before Christmas. And this was a big one. So I'm kind of in scramble mode right now. So that's what's going on with me. So I apologize for not getting that last recording out. Amy, can you hear us? Can't hear you. Maybe you need to unmute it.
It says I'm on. Hey, we can hear you.
Yay, now we can hear you. There you are. So nice to see your face. I'm so glad you joined us. This is exciting because honestly, the three of you are the three people that are going to see phenomenal results this month. So I'm so glad you're here, Amy. So exciting. So I just want a little bit of kudos. I cannot believe lots of people sold over the weekend. I think, you know, sometimes Christmas fairs, street fairs, stuff like that don't do so well, but holy cow, we've got 10 people have sold over 2,000 PQV this month. And Jules Taylor, 4,485. Isn't that amazing?
Thank you.
So how many more events do you have this month?
Well, I had a cancellation for next week, but I've got one, and so I've got one and a pop-up this week, 2 next week, I think. So 3 or 4 more this month. Yeah.
So you're going to hit 5,000 PQV. So that is amazing. And anybody, you guys, that is sold over 2,000, we should definitely be coaching them to strive for 5,000. I mean, this is the month where it's so doable. Stellar seller. Talk to them about that extra commission because it's huge. And we want people to really have biggest paychecks ever this month. So we've got a lovely Sylvia Werner in Germany. She had no trunk shows, you guys, on her pipeline at the beginning of the month. And I don't know what's going on with her. She must have just been sitting on them. I've reached out to her a couple times, but she's already sold 3,000. Louisa Oliver, amazing. Almost 3,000, 2,900. And I know her first month, the bulk of her trunk shows were online, and I'm not sure what she's selling, how she's doing it this month, but this is really exciting. Seeing volume out of a newbie like that is brilliant. This is somebody who knows what they're doing, they're hustling, and hopefully they're gonna get that nice chunky paycheck, and this will keep them going through spring. Joe Morris is our first person to hit Star Stylist this month. She hit it about 4 or 5 days ago. She is at 2,800. She and her team are going for associate director, Amy, that has nothing to do with you. I don't want you to feel any pressure. Your pending promotions are all about you. So don't you worry about Jo. She's covered. So I saw the email that went back and forth, and I don't want you to feel that pressure. It'd be fun as a team if you guys did it. But Jo has kept her eye on the ball for 3 or 4 months now. She knew exactly how many trunk shows her team needed to have in November. She knew that she needed a star. She quickly identified who those future leaders were on her team. So all of this happening now for her, and she was still so silly. She knew what she needed to do. She had it all set up, and she was still saying things like, oh, I don't know, associate director would be nice, but, you know, if I could just hit star again, I'll be happy. You know, and it's like, oh, come on. So AD is very, very much in her, you know, grasp. So it's really exciting for the team because I know they're all plugging behind her. Lynette Jackson, another newbie, almost 2,500. Marcel, 2,200, little fireball. Amy Billington is at 2,100. I know Amy's trying to hit star again this month, and I think it's going to happen. No problem. Samantha Wilson, 2,000. Miranda Harden, that's another new gal.
I've just been on the phone to her. She's doing so well. She's got lots more in the bag as well.
Oh, this is going to be incredible. Well, I mean, throw that 5,000 in front of her. I know it's scary, but this is the time of year we all have to embrace big, hairy goals because this is the month that it happens. So I know it's crazy. Like, just set those sights super high, and you're going to be just blown away by what people make, you know, actually do and make happen. And then Jan Barber also is almost at 2,000. I mean, that's great. These are all people that have been doing this for less than like 3 months, I think. So let me see. I'm going to go in and see who else we have that's new. Kate Schilling continues to just check it forward. She's got 1,800 in. Helen, I know, is going for star. She's at 1,200. Kim, 1,200. You're doing great. Kim, how many more events do you have this month?
This week is, well, I've got 3 pop-ups this week, and then it's the last week that I've got 2. I'm hoping pretty good trunk shows, so wow. I'm really holding out for the last week.
Awesome. So you're going to blow us away in the end, aren't you?
Yeah, and I've got another couple of pop-ups in that last week as well, so fingers crossed.
Okay. Amy, I'm going to talk to you in a minute, but listen, ladies, I do want to mention you got to take care of yourselves. I've said this before on this call, but this is the point. You're kind of at that, almost at the halfway mark, right? What's the date today? I don't even know. 14th. Okay, we're just shy of the halfway mark. You want to keep it going, but you got to take care of yourself. So that is, and I don't want to be like, sound like your mother, but that means, you know, cutting back on the sugar and the alcohol and doing everything you can to get 8 hours of sleep. So if you guys do those 3 things, I know it's hard. Yeah. None of that. You eat lots of sugar, you drink lots of alcohol, and you don't get 8 hours of sleep, right?
Oh, I don't get to do the fun things as much, but I never get that much sleep. Right. Always marking books. We're trying to move house at the moment.
Oh my goodness. Well, I can say if there's one thing you are going to do for yourself, try and do sleep over the other stuff. Continue to drink and eat sugar, but try and get that sleep because it's just so, so important for your brain and your body. And trust me, you guys, I got about 10 years, I think, on you. It becomes critical. So otherwise, like, I cannot function. And I got, okay, full disclosure, I got 5.5 hours last night. And then I went to the gym this morning for like an hour and a half because it's the only way I can keep my energy going and doing all that. So definitely prioritize your health as much as you can. I know it's a crazy time of year. I tend to find myself saying at this time of year that it's just, I'll sleep when I'm dead or I'll sleep in January. But at the same time, I've driven myself into the ground where I'm so sick in December that I don't get to celebrate the holidays. And you guys don't want that. This needs to be a balance. So I know I'm kind of speaking out of both sides of my mouth, but you want to push yourself. You want to make sure you have your family support. You want to make sure that your kids are okay, but it's so great for your kids and your partners and your friends and everybody to see you working hard. Hard work is a good thing. Ryan just went to have you guys heard of Tony Robbins? Do you know who he is? If you get a chance, Google him. He has a show on Netflix right now, a movie. He's a life coach and a business coach. He has personally advised Gandhi, the Pope, about 10 presidents. He's a huge, I think he's Canadian or is he American? Huge. He's like 6'7", and he travels to 200 countries a year doing like webinars. They're crazy expensive. I can tell you Danielle Redner attends his meetings on a regular basis, and a lot of what she gets from Hoopla is because of Tony Robbins. He's incredible. It's part of it's a bit cheesy, but he has an energy level like nobody's business. So if you guys need some inspiration, just he's written millions of books. So check him out. He's pretty incredible. And Ryan, they started on Thursday at noon and they went until 1:30 in the morning. And then Friday, they were supposed to start at 7 a.m. He pushed it out till 9. They went till midnight. This guy is talking and inspiring the entire time. Then also all day Saturday and then half day on Sunday. I mean, it was crazy. He said the man's energy level was phenomenal, but he's done a bunch of done a bunch of research, and they find that if you sit in like a training session, so a Hoopla or whatever, any kind of corporate training, if you take notes, your retention goes up from about 13% to 25%. If you are in a high energy state, meaning like you guys remember Hoopla, right? Where it's like, ah! Like that kind of crazy, where you're physically moving and you're jumping and there's fun and there's laughter and then there's the training. The retention rate goes up to 65 to 70%. So when he does these events, it's like balls to the walls. He goes and goes and goes. He gives it 110%. And then the next week, he's dead to the world, and he recovers. So you kind of, there's Annabelle. Hey, Annabelle. Hey. Thanks for joining. So if you kind of think of that this month that way as well, like take really good care of yourself, think about your health, continue to work out and get your exercise. Your energy will keep you going, but at the same time, it's got to be that healthy, focused energy, right? So Annabelle, I just gave my speech about cut back on the booze and the sugar and get 8 hours of sleep so you can make it through this next half of the month. She's frowning.
She looks confused.
Did she say no alcohol, no sugar?
She's gone.
She's like, I'm out of here. Forget that. Okay, Amy, how are you doing this month? Can't hear you.
Are you talking to me?
No, well, I was,
okay.
But I was mocking you a minute ago because I was talking about how we need to cut back on the alcohol and sugar and get 8 hours of sleep to make it through the end of this month.
Oh, I was muted, so I've heard nothing. I've been rustling around trying to get the sound working. Now I can hear you.
We could see the look on your face, and we weren't sure if it was because I said no alcohol, no sugar, and get 8 hours of sleep, and then you just boom, crashed and went away. And it was like, oh, she was like, I don't want any part of this.
No, I was trying to get my blooming phone to work.
Amy, I don't think we can hear you. Talk.
No.
Can't hear you. Are you muted?
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you go.
No.
Now I can't.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
That's so weird.
Okay, now I can hear you. It's like you're coming, we get a sentence and then we don't.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's okay. I can hear you now. So how are you feeling this month?
Now? Yeah, good. I'm so excited because of Louisa. She's absolutely blowing me out of the water. So she's really going to keep me on my toes, I think. But I've got 3 trunk shows this week.
Wow.
And then I've got 2 next week and a Christmas fair. And then I can't think where that takes us to. So I'm still feeling like I haven't really got started this month, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I wasn't very good at front loading, so I'm kind of starting my month. I had my first one on Friday night.
That's okay. You're set up for success. So it's nice stress wise to front load, but you know, you've still got more than enough to make it happen. So I'd love to go through and talk about real quick what your goals are for this month and how you think you're going to achieve it. Kim, why don't we start with you?
My goals? I want to hit start.
Let's start with your personal sales. How much do you personally want to sell?
Annabelle's made me say 5,000.
Annabelle, we just talked about that a minute ago, that anybody that's basically already sold 2 should be going for 5 this month.
I'm only on 1,200 at the moment. I could scrape it, maybe.
How many more events do you have?
Proper trunk shows. I've got 2 more, which are both in the last week.
Okay.
But another 5 pop-ups, which I just don't know how they're going to be.
Yeah. Okay. So 5 pop-ups. Let's say the pop-ups range between 350 and 500. I mean, that could be another 2,500 with 2 trunk shows. This is so doable for you to hit 5. Even if you had one, pop-up that's a total wash and nothing, and the others are all around 500, you could still do this. So well done. Okay. And then how many qualified stylists do you need?
I have, well, including me, there's 8 of us now because Emily signed somebody else over the weekend.
So
that's really good. I'm qualified already. So I need 1 more qualified.
Awesome.
And our sales are nearly halfway, so we're nearly up to 5 between the team.
Okay.
Sounds like they've got lots more, so it's looking good. We've got 20, but it hovers. People seem to delete them off and put them on. So it's kind of been 23 at one point. I think it might be back down to 21 now. I'd have to check.
21 more trunk shows?
In total for the month.
Do you know how many more you have?
No, I can't remember.
So that's a good thing to look at. If you just figure, especially because you've got so many new gals, I would put their average at 500 or a little under.
Okay.
So, run the math and see, how doable it is. So, I mean, knowing that your own trunk shows, might bring in 1,000 each, that's fantastic. That gives you a lot.
There's 5 in their jumpstart.
Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be all about getting those warm bodies in the room and hostess coaching, right?
Yep.
They're probably doing a lot of friends and family, which is really tricky to hostess coach. So I would make sure that they're doing their 2 calls, the 2-call hostess coaching, and then getting those warm bodies. And if anybody wants to cancel because they're worried about attendance, what can they do to hustle up and get more people to attend? So that's probably the number one best thing that you can do to help them is making sure that their attendance is what it should be. And then give them some tips on how to max out the sales at the trunk show. But right now it's, you're going to be down to kind of every penny counts, every order counts. So this week I would concentrate on hostess coaching. Next week on maxing out the sales.
Kim's got 14 more trunk shows to go. I've just quickly counted.
Oh, thank you, Annabelle.
So what's 14 times 500?
Oh, I don't know.
You guys are like, it is bedtime. And you're asking me this? How rude. Hold on, I've almost got it.
1,000.
7,000. How much more do you need?
I need just over 5.
You just need over 5.
Hmm.
Okay, looking good, my dear. But keep your eye on that ball because all it takes is, one stylist to get sick. And that does happen pretty regularly. Okay, super exciting times. All right, Julia, how about you? What's your goal?
Hi. Personal sales are good, but I need to get qualified stylists. And I need to get my new girls moving quickly.
Yeah. So how many people on your team now?
The 2 new girls, Helen, Kirsten, and Georgia. 5.
How many legs? 3 or 4? I just looked it up. I can't even remember.
So they're all my first line.
Oh, so you have 4 on your first line that are new.
No, 2 new on my first line.
Okay. So how many legs, because you've got quite a few people on your team that aren't doing anything. So of your active gals that are doing trunk shows?
1.
That's
Kirsten.
not true. So you've got Christine Durant, right?
Kirstine is qualified. She's qualified.
Okay.
Helen is, I keep having calls with her and she's like, yeah, I'm doing a trunk show. I just haven't put it on the system yet. So she's hoping to do her own.
Okay.
And then the two new girls, one's got one booked for the 25th. And my other new girl I'm meeting this Wednesday. So yeah, it's going to be, it's going to be fun.
Okay. So let's back up a little bit. You said that your personal sales are good. Yeah. No kidding. Mm-hmm. Almost at 5,000. That is amazing. What's your personal goal for sales this month?
6,000.
How many more events do you have?
I have 4.
4 events, and you want to do another 1,000.
1,000 and a bit more. Yeah. What am I at? 4.
I'm calling you out on that.
So I'll be. It's going to be down to me, but yeah, I need to get. Yeah. So I would love. I mean, if I could get to 7, that would be great. But the trunk shows I've got coming up on this week should be good. Next week, I'm slightly. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, with 4 more events, you should probably be able to pull out another 2,000 just with the time of year it is. And don't forget, guys, I know head office is going to do something at the end of the month too. They will. There'll be Black Friday event, right? So, and you'll just start getting in like one-off sales as well. So, it's not just about the events right now. It's anything you can do on social media, hitting up husbands, all that kind of stuff too. So I think with 4 more events, you personally should quite easily hit 7,000. So
yeah.
Okay. So, and then you've got your 3 legs.
Yes.
That you want to have qualified. And how many trunk shows between those 3?
Well, Kirstine's already qualified. So I'm relying on 2 of my new girls and Helen. So if I could get all, obviously, I mean, for them, it'd be nice if all 3 qualified. But it's going to be a bit close, I think, to get them all qualified.
And what's your career rank goal for this month?
I would love to have hit star if I had enough stylists that are qualified. I need to build my team. Yeah.
You're doing awesome. I just don't think you're going to hit the TQV. I don't know if you'll hit the
no, I don't think so. Not this month.
No. But you guys, just so you know, when Julia came back from her surgery this summer and her goal was to hit November, was to try and hit star again. And she has been so focused on sponsoring, and there's been some dark days, and she's never kept her eye off the ball. And her team, I mean, it's all happened in like the last week or 2, but all of a sudden that sponsoring, I mean, she went through several months of talking to people and talking to people and talking to people, and it wasn't happening. And she didn't give up. And I mean, she's probably going to miss it in TQV. You never know. Stranger things have happened. But, huge kudos to you for making this happen the way it has. And sometimes it's not always hitting that end goal. It's the path to get there. And you're going to have a really strong, amazing team to start the spring. And it could happen in December with these girls starting so late.
Yeah, it could do.
December, so keep an eye on that. You'll want to make sure that you've covered yourself in your personal sales in December then.
Yes, definitely. Thanks, Del.
No problem. Okay, Amy.
Yes.
Okay, we can hear you. What's your goal?
I think realistically, it's probably going to be senior.
So a goal is not what it's going to be. It's what you're striving for. Definition. Okay. We're talking goals. We're talking big, hairy goals right now.
Okay. Well, I would love to say star, but the problem is although I've got 3 on my first line, one of them is totally a kidnapper.
Okay. That's okay. That happens. And is that the one that's also your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a little tricky, right? Can you get her to do something at her house? Like do her own?
I keep trying to get her round so that I can talk to her about it, but she's having a bit of a tricky personal time at the moment, and she's just separated from her partner, and trying to get her head around being a single mum, and so she kind of wanted the jewels as a bit of a pick-me-up thing.
Yeah.
And I think she does have aspirations to do the whole stylist thing down the line.
Okay.
But I don't know how pushy I can be with her right now, just because
Got it.
I don't want to put her off.
Are you guys close to each other geographically?
Yeah.
Okay, so one thing you could suggest to do is say, you know, I'm going to schedule something myself at my house the last week of the month and just get all of our girlfriends together, and I'll offer some Christmas shopping on the side, but you need a boost. You're going through a horrible life crisis. Let's get the girls together. We'll have the jewelry and let's see what happens. And you could probably push those sales over to her.
Yeah.
You know, if you're bringing in your mutual friends, you could probably get her qualified girls' night in and get her qualified all in one bang. So
Yeah.
not pressure filled, not about her, you know, selling. It's more like she's going to be sitting there. You'll have your jewels. Alcohol will be flowing.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I think that's worth considering. I think if I get maybe next week, once I've had all these trunk shows this week, I'll have a much better idea of my personal QV.
Yeah.
And then if I think I can do it with maybe her qualifying, I'll go for it.
Yeah. I mean, just don't keep your eye off that ball. It doesn't, you know, worst case is you're not going to hit star and you'll hit senior, and that will be a huge promotion. That'll be 2 promotions in 2 months. So much to be proud of, but you're also going to have such a strong foundation and structure for the next season. So it's really exciting. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm also hopeful though, because I've got quite a lot of trunk shows coming up still, that I might meet someone else who potentially is stylist material.
Yeah.
Because I think it's really difficult with my friend Ali, because if someone's heart's not quite in the right place, it's really sort of hard to kind of motivate them to do something they're not really sure of. Whereas I kind of feel it would be nicer if I could maybe recruit one more.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
So I'm not ruling it out, but I'm just trying to be realistic about things. I'll be really, really happy if I hit a senior.
You should be. That is a huge accomplishment. Have any of your hostesses just done an amazing job on the whole inviting thing, or somebody that's like super motivated by the jewelry?
Yes, my Friday night hostess, and I did talk to her about the stylist opportunity, and she just kept kind of batting it away.
That's okay.
But yeah, I tried to sort of sow the seeds with her, because from the beginning she was one of those people that used the invitation system. Never had that before.
Scary. How long have you been a stylist?
Do you know what? People never bloody use
I've never.
It's so hard.
Wow. I feel your pain, guys. I know. I struggle too.
But anyway, so she did everything textbook. We were talking, and she was like, I want to send out reminders. So I was doing little red stamp things for her so she could message them out. And then her attendance was really great. Not everyone bought, but anyway, she was just, the whole thing, she just handled it all really well. So she was definitely on my radar as a potential, but I think it might be a slow burn.
That's okay. A year from now, next November, she could be your gal. So let's see what happens. Anybody else you think in these upcoming parties, you know, keep an eye out for those people that are just really doing it well. Like you said, they're working the system, and start planting the seeds early, and then you could convert them on the night of possibly. So
yeah, you never know.
Yep,
I'll try.
Annabelle, you're having an awesome month. Do you want to share your goal?
Well, I'm gonna go
Annabelle, give this girl a shot. You need a shot of courage. You can't even say it to the 3 of us.
Director. I'm going for director.
Yay! So your personal sales are almost at 2,000, right?
Yeah, I've had a couple of low trunk shows this week. It's been a real, you know, like it happens to us all, but I've had a couple of ones which I expected to be much better that weren't, sadly. But anyway, hey, that's okay. So I've got 4 more things to go. I've got 2 proper trunk shows and 2, you know, fairs or pop-up shops.
Awesome.
To go. I'm not far off associate director now.
I know, it's so exciting.
So that's quite fun.
So how are you feeling about your TQV?
That's the thing, isn't it? So we're almost at 20 and we need 50. there's probably another, I was just trying to count it up whilst you were talking, but I didn't quite get there. I think I have, just looking at my trunk show pipeline.
Go for it.
It's, I reckon, so I had, in our trunk show pipeline, there's 89 trunk shows for the month, but I think I've probably got another 40 to go.
Okay.
Maybe a bit more. So, yeah.
Spoken to my team, I think my team will be a little bit stronger in the second half of this month.
Yeah.
Huh?
Don't know.
No, you guys, you will be in both. Not just that they would be booking any more events at this point, but just the sales that'll. Sorry, hang on, guys. I'm gonna turn this off. There we go. Like I said, the personal sales will just come trickling in as well. So you should see a little uplift. I mean, I'd say maybe another 10 or 20%. So could definitely happen. And hopefully they will announce some kind of, well, there'll be a Black Friday event for sure. And there might even be a Facebook flash sale. So I can't remember if they did one last November, but I think they did. I mean, there were huge pushes in those last couple of days of the month because so many people are striving for massive promotions.
I've got 60 something more to go. Sorry, I've just done a quick count.
That's awesome. Okay. So, and how much more do you need in TQV?
So we're at just under 19 at the moment. So I need another 31.
So look, Annabelle, it's 30,000 if you think that each event does 500. So so guys, so okay. So here we're 2 more big weeks. This next week, hostess coach, hostess coach, hostess coach. So when you're coaching your gals, you want them to stay healthy and hostess coaching so they get those bodies in front of them as much as they can. And then that last week, it's going to be every sale counts. And this is fun. This shouldn't be, pressure filled. It's going to suck if you miss it by, 1,000, 2,000. Yeah, that's not fun. But you've got 2 more weeks. Like, we have to embrace the fun and the joy of this. And this is so exciting. It's just like everybody, somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. We may have a little bit of that happening. So take this next 2 weeks and just make it a really amazing, fun experience for your team and for yourselves. Try and embrace the joy of it. Every day, if you're like me, you're going to start waking up every morning. The first thing you do is look and see where your team volume is and look and see where your team volume is. And you're going to have some nice surprises. This last weekend was a huge surprise. We picked up like 20 grand over the weekend. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. So try and really have fun with this. Enjoy the time. Share, Amy. I know Joe and I had emailed you about sharing your goal. Sometimes it's a little awkward for you to do it, but I'm happy to post it to your team and send them a little note and just say, you guys, I don't know if you realize this, but Amy's going for it. Because the whole part of this business, Julia and I just had a long conversation about this, is personal relationships, camaraderie, supporting one another. It makes us so much more than an office job where you're making $10 an hour, right, Jules?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is what it's about, guys, and this is fun, and we should be enjoying this. Like, I know it's a little bit stressful and it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but it's kind of like getting on that roller coaster, and at the end, hopefully you'll, have hit that big prize. But either way, like, let's really have fun with this because it's just such an exciting time. Come January, February, you're going to be like, God, I miss November, for all of its insanity. So that's my kind of, top 10 tips, 2 tips. Hostess coach this week with your gals. And then every sale counts. So think about what you can do as a leader for your team. On maybe doing a fun incentive. Every sale counts. You guys come to me if you need a prize. Amy, I had offered one to you and you haven't jumped on it yet. Never turn down a gift horse, girlfriend. Okay? So seriously, look at what you need to do. Do you still got anything left in your fun box, Annabelle?
Yeah.
Sounds a little personal, doesn't it? What you got in your fun box? Pull something out. Go for it. I'm not going to do anything at this point on contests really for the team at this point, because I do kind of feel like at a high level, those big paychecks and all this energy, everything that we have, set in motion should be reward in itself, but from an individual and for you guys and, you know, doing your Christmas get-togethers and whatever, like just have fun with it. So, okay. Anything you guys need from me? We're down to 2 minutes. All good?
Okay.
Annabelle, you and I talking tomorrow morning?
Uh-huh.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, guys, keep up the great work. Please do take care of yourselves. I want everybody healthy and happy come December, January. So no losing limbs. We're going to blow your brains out. Have fun out there, okay?
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye. Bye.